His weight at birth, everything was normal. He was healthy. His mother is gone 2 months. He's emaciated, which means he's starved.
The document she is holding up is a copy of a 1947 health inspector's report. Nowhere in this report does it say that Desmond Dolan was born healthy. Not only was the child not starved, the inspector says he was well fed. Note the inspector's use of the term voracious appetite, which Anna Corrigan has conveniently omitted. There are thousands of people both inside and outside of hospital, at this very moment, whose condition can be described as emaciated. Many diseases cause emaciation, including cancer, anorexia nervosa, tuberculosis, chronic infections, congestive heart failure, inflammatory bowel disease and many more. It is not a synonym of starvation. However, the symptoms as described in the report are consistent with diencephalic syndrome. The syndrome is very frequently associated with a neoplasm or a tumor of the nervous system, decreased body weight, termed emaciation, and cachexia. The latter term describes extreme emaciation, which occurs in the final states of almost every serious disease, including cancer, heart disease, HIV, and more. The brain tumor frequently causes behavioral abnormalities, noted by the inspector under the vintage term, mental defective. The TUME report is dated 1947, but diencephalic syndrome was only first discovered in 1951. Accordingly, the inspector, nor any doctor, would have been able to diagnose such a condition at that time.
The mother and baby homes, they were profitable institutions because they were paid a capitation fee per child. And the more they starved the child, the more they ensured that the child lived in rags and was kept in the cold, the more money they made.
Fergus Finlay continues repeating these scurrilous lies, in spite of the findings of the government's Commission of Investigation. The final investigation report states, "The Commission has seen no evidence that the religious orders which ran the institutions which were financed on a capitation basis made a profit from so doing. All the evidence suggests that they struggled to make ends meet, particularly when occupancy rates declined." The United Nations defines hate speech as any kind of communication in speech, writing or behavior that attacks or uses pejorative or discriminatory language with reference to a person or a group on the basis of who they are. In other words, based on their religion, ethnicity, nationality, race, color, descent, gender or other identity factor. Fergus Finlay was the CEO of a children's charity that was funded mainly with taxpayers' cash through the Irish government. Finlay, now enjoying a handsome pension, was paid a massive fat cat salary, well in excess of government guidelines. On his salary alone, the nuns could have looked after 2,950 mothers and children for a week. The women were paid 10 shillings per person per week in their care. That is 50 pence in old money or 64 cents in euro. In today's value, that is the equivalent of 40 euro. That is a paltry sum, especially when compared with the costs of today. The Irish state currently pays the astonishing amount of €25,000 per child, per week, kept in residential care. On occasion it has been known to pay €1 million per child per year in specialist care abroad. The Irish political establishment is renowned for its incompetence. The evidence is an embarrassment of riches. Take for example the new National Children's Hospital in Dublin. The civil service massively underestimated the building cost, with the result that Ireland now has the most expensive hospital building ever constructed on planet Earth. Ireland's national health service provider, the HSE, is always an abundant source of embarrassment as it trundles eternally from one fiasco to another. However, members of the establishment are absolutely brilliant at placing themselves in highly paid positions, often funded by the taxpayers. Named after the two scientists who discovered it, David Dunning and Justin Kruger. The effect holds that normal people with little or no skills or ability in a specific area see themselves as being fully equipped to give opinions or carry out tasks in that field. They exude great confidence, but lack the awareness to know that they haven't the necessary capabilities to express anything other than nonsense on the subject. Science offers us a good explanation of why people, not only, think they can get away with making up falsehoods, but also why they are prone to believing their own lies. Nobody, however, can explain why the Irish taxpayer continues to spend billions of euros on its incompetence opera.
A lot of those diseases, they weren't fatal if they were treated on time and if they got the proper medication and the proper care. I do believe that they could have saved quite a lot more of them.
Alison O'Reilly claims to be the journalist who broke the Tume scandal, but her claims surrounding this story are riddled with elementary errors. Errors that have formed the basis of many fabricated stories.